Hi everyone, I am Zyrrus Manuel, and in this video, I'll be sharing my personal commentary and reflections on the CINDI NSTP Student Community Development Innovation Forum held last February 20. In this video, I'll be ranking my own top 5 project proposals presented during the forum, while also sharing what I learned from each one of them and how they shaped my understanding of community development. As the program started, I was honestly overwhelmed in a good way by the presence of the guest speaker who made their way all the way from Mexico. It set the tone that this wasn't just a simple school event, but something bigger, something global, something meaningful. So to start, here are my top 5 groups. Let's begin with my top 5. At the number 5 spot is Fix 12 Sulat Laya. This initiative focuses on press freedom, which really struck me because the Philippines is known to be one of the most dangerous countries for journalists. What I learned from their project is that freedom of expression is not something we should take lightly. It's easy to consume news every day, but we rarely think about these risks that journalists face just to deliver the truth. Their project reminded me that protecting press freedom is also part of our democracy. Next, at the number 4 spot is Fed22 Smart Seniors Online. This project is a digital innovation designed to help senior citizens, especially those who are vulnerable to online scams. What stood out to me here is how they identified a very specific but important problem. In today's digital age, not everyone adapts at the same pace. Their initiative shows that innovation is not just about new technology, but about making technology accessible and safe for everyone, especially the elderly. At my number 3 spot is Fix 9 Palengke Hub. Even though they presented their initiative online, I could really see the effort behind their planning and research. Their project focuses on supporting local vendors, and what I appreciated most, their strong foundation. It reminded me that a good project doesn't rely only on presentation style, but on how well it is thought out. Behind every idea should be solid planning and a deep understanding of the community it serves. At my number 2 spot, Fix 31, Kriti Kalakaran. Not being biased, but I generally see our group as a unique initiative among all the projects. Our focus is on youth voters and encouraging critical thinking when it comes to shaping the future of the nation. What I realized through this project is that civic engagement starts with awareness. If the youth learns how to think critically, especially in choosing leaders, then we are already contributing to long-term national change. And finally, my top one, Fed 13. Pamaglia, Pamag-obra at Pag-asa. Their presence alone was already powerful. I described their aura as intimidating, but in a very positive way. They reminded me of Powerpuff Girls trio, strong, confident, unified. Their presentation was very well discussed, and their project plan was highly organized. What impressed me the most was their initiative to help children who lack learning resources, and especially the organizations they partnered with. It showed that collaboration is key in creating real impact. They didn't just have a vision, they had a clear and structured way to achieve it. Now, moving on to my overall reflection. One key lesson I learned from all the student community development projects is that these are more than just academic requirements. These projects are real opportunities to serve the community. As an scholar ng bayan, this reminded me that education is not just personal success, but for giving back to the nation. The forum also deepened my understanding of community development and civic engagement. I realized that leadership doesn't just happen at the end of the project. It is developed throughout the planning and implementation process. More importantly, helping communities grow and engaging people actively can lead to a better and more sustainable future. In terms of leadership, innovation, and service, one thing stood out to me is that all groups shared a common ground. They are all concerned citizen, future leaders and influencers who are willing to take initiatives and respond to real societal issues. For me, that is the true essence of NSTP. As a youth and NSTP student, I believe my role is to take part in these kinds of initiatives and to use my voice. Even in small actions like raising awareness or participating in programs, I can create a ripple effect. Change doesn't always start big. Sometimes it starts with simply choosing to care and act. Lastly, being an scholar ng bayan is both an honor and responsibility. Well, Miss Universe, the university's value of honor, excellence, and service truly resonated with me throughout the forum. Pagbibigay ng dangal sa bayan, paggawa ng mahuhusay na bagay, at pagbabalik ng serbisyo sa bayan. These are not just words, but principles that I saw reflected in every project presented. And that wraps up my video commentary. Thank you for listening, and I hope this reflection inspires you to see community development not just a task, but a mission.